Hi everyone, welcome back to English with Max. Today we are going to look at 50 idioms that native speakers commonly use. Some people say that learning idioms in a foreign language isn't very important, but I disagree. You don't need to use them yourself, but if you want to get to an advanced level in English, you should at least understand the common ones. Okay, let's get started with the idioms. The first one is, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. We say this if a child has similar qualities or talents to one of their parents. In practice, it's usually used for something negative. For example, just like her father, she's always dishonest. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. The second one is a bad apple. A bad apple is a person who creates problems. We often use it if the person's behavior has a negative influence on others. Frank was expelled from school because his teachers said that he was a bad apple. The third one is to beat around the bush. To beat around the bush. This means to talk a lot about unimportant things to avoid talking about the thing that's really important. Frank, please stop beating around the bush and tell me what the problem is. Number 4. The best of both worlds. The best of both worlds. This means a situation in which you have the advantages of two very different things. For example, she lives in a small village, but it isn't far from the city. So, she has the best of both worlds. Number 5. To bite the bullet. To bite the bullet means to force yourself to do something that's unpleasant or difficult. I hate getting pap smears, but I know they're important, so I'll just have to bite the bullet. The next one is a blessing in disguise. A blessing in disguise is something that seems bad or unlucky at first, but actually results in a good outcome. Frank got fired from his last job, but it was a blessing in disguise because now he has a much better job working for me.
I wouldn't say that's entirely accurate.
Number 7. Break a leg. This is an imperative phrase. We use it to wish somebody luck, especially before a performance on stage. I know it sounds quite negative, but we use it ironically. It's just like saying, good luck. I heard you had an audition later. Break a leg. Number 8. To burn one's bridges. To burn one's bridges means to do something with the result that you cannot return to a previous situation. Often it's because you've offended somebody. When Frank quit his first job, he also swore at his boss, so he definitely burnt his bridges. Number 9. By the skin of one's teeth. If you do something by the skin of your teeth, it means that you manage to do something or succeed in doing something, but only just. You almost fail, in other words. Frank passed his driving test by the skin of his teeth. In other words, he almost failed. Number 10. To cost an arm and a leg. To cost an arm and a leg simply means to be very expensive. Frank crashed my car and it cost an arm and a leg to get it fixed. Number 11 is a couch potato. A couch potato is a person who is not very active and spends a lot of time on the couch watching television. Frank, stop being such a couch potato and go out and get some exercise. Number 12 is to cut corners. To cut corners means to do something as easily or as cheaply as possible, but in a way that usually has a negative effect on the final result. The builders cut corners when they renovated the house, and now lots of things need to be repaired. 13. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. Sometimes we shorten this and we just say, don't count your chickens. This means don't make plans based on a positive future event that might not happen. For example, if someone says, I think I'm going to get a promotion at work, so I'm going to buy a new car, you could say, don't count your chickens before they hatch. Number 14. The elephant in the room. The elephant in the room is an obvious fact or problem that no one wants to talk about. For example, at the meeting today, nobody mentioned the elephant in the room, which was that our boss was clearly drunk. The next one is fit as a fiddle. Fit as a fiddle simply means in good health. Some people also use it to mean fit and strong. I had surgery a couple of months ago, but I feel as fit as a fiddle now. Her grandfather is almost 90, but he's fit as a fiddle. Number 16. Food for thought. Food for thought is something that makes you think carefully. My economics class today definitely gave me some food for thought. Thank you for your suggestion. It has provided us with food for thought. Number 17. To give somebody the benefit of the doubt. To give somebody the benefit of the doubt means to treat somebody as if their words or actions are correct or honest, even if you're not sure about it. For example, there was a good chance that Frank was lying to me, but I decided to give him the benefit of the doubt. 18. To give somebody the cold shoulder. To give somebody the cold shoulder means to treat somebody in an unfriendly way or to deliberately ignore somebody. For example, Ethel is annoyed with Frank, so now she's giving him the cold shoulder. The next one is to go cold turkey. To go cold turkey means to stop something suddenly and completely. It's almost always used for addictions. Sometimes if somebody's addicted to something, they will gradually decrease their consumption. But if you go cold turkey, you just stop all of a sudden. She used to smoke 2 packets of cigarettes a day, but then she went cold turkey and never smoked again. Number 20. To go with the flow. To go with the flow means to just allow things to happen or to do what other people want without trying to control what happens. I'm not going to make any plans today. I'm just going to relax and go with the flow. 21. To grin and bear it. To grin and bear it means to accept something that's difficult or unpleasant without complaining. Our flight has been delayed 10 hours. We'll just have to grin and bear it. I really don't want to go to my cousin's wedding, but I'll have to grin and bear it. Number 22. To have a sweet tooth. To have a sweet tooth just means to like eating sweet things, like chocolate or cake or sweets. For example, I know it was Ethel who ate all the cookies at the party, because she definitely has a sweet tooth. 23. To have one's head in the clouds. To have one's head in the clouds means to not be aware of what's happening around you, or not be practical or sensible about things. I wouldn't start a business with him if I were you, because he always has his head in the clouds. 24. To hit the books. To hit the books simply means to study, usually intensely. For example, I have an important exam next week, so I really need to hit the books this weekend. 25. To hit the nail on the head. To hit the nail on the head means to be exactly right about something. When George said that most people want to learn English without making any effort, he hit the nail on the head. Number 26. In hot water. In hot water means in trouble or a difficult situation that will probably result in punishment. For example, that company is in hot water because it didn't pay its taxes. Frank is frequently in hot water. 27. Don't judge a book by its cover. You can also say, you can't judge a book by its cover. This means you shouldn't form an opinion of something or someone only from their appearance. She seemed rather serious based on her clothes and expression, but don't judge a book by its cover. Frank looks very innocent, but you can't judge a book by its cover. 28. To keep one's chin up. To keep one's chin up means to make an effort to stay brave and happy in a difficult situation. For example, she lost her job recently, but she's trying to keep her chin up. 29. To kill two birds with one stone. This expression is a little dark, but normally we don't think about the literal meaning when we say it. To kill two birds with one stone means to achieve two things with one action or at the same time. Cycling to work allows you to keep fit and save money at the same time. It's killing two birds with one stone. Number 30. The last straw. You can also say the final straw. The last straw is the last of a series of problems which finally causes someone to get angry or impatient. When he arrived late the third time, it was the last straw, and his boss fired him. 31. To let the cat out of the bag. To let the cat out of the bag means to reveal a secret, normally without intending to. We had organized a surprise birthday party for George, but Frank let the cat out of the bag the day before. 32. To be like riding a bike. To be like riding a bike. This is said of something that you never forget how to do. For example, I haven't been swimming in years. Don't worry, it's like riding a bike. 33. To be like two peas in a pod. We say this if two people are very similar in appearance or character. They're like two peas in a pod, so it's not surprising that people often think they're brothers. 34. To make ends meet. To make ends meet means to have just enough money to buy the things that you need. For example, she needs to work 2 jobs to make ends meet. Number 35. No pain, no gain. This means that you need to work hard to achieve something. My gym sessions are exhausting, but no pain, no gain. 36. To not be one's cup of tea. To not be one's cup of tea means to not be the type of thing that one likes. Sports aren't really his cup of tea. I won't go to the karaoke night. Watching people humiliate themselves isn't my cup of tea. Number 37. To be on the ball. To be on the ball means to be alert and quick to react to things competently. She's a great employee. Even under pressure, she's always on the ball. 38. Once in a blue moon. Once in a blue moon simply means very rarely. For example, his sister lives abroad, so he only sees her once in a blue moon. Frank exercises once in a blue moon. Number 39. To play devil's advocate. To play devil's advocate means to argue against something, even if you agree with it, to start an argument or an interesting discussion. I don't actually disagree with you, I'm just playing devil's advocate. Number 40. To pull somebody's leg. To pull somebody's leg means to tell somebody something that is not true as a joke. Frank, did you really run a marathon, or are you pulling my leg? Number 41 is rain or shine. You can also say, come rain or shine. This can be used literally or figuratively, depending on the context. So it can mean whatever the weather is like, or whatever happens. In other words, no matter what the circumstances are. Bring a raincoat because we're going camping, rain or shine. I wouldn't go camping even if the sun was shining. It's not my cup of tea. I've been quite busy lately, but I'll be at the party, rain or shine. Number 42. To sit tight. To sit tight has 2 meanings. Firstly, it can mean to physically not move and stay where you are. It can also mean to not do anything new or change your mind until the right time. Just sit tight. The doctor will see you in a moment. Investors have been told to sit tight until the economy improves. Number 43. To spill the beans. To spill the beans means to reveal something that was supposed to be a secret. John was having an affair and his colleague spilled the beans to his wife. 44. To take a rain check. This is used to say that you will not accept an offer now, but you might in the future. Would you like to go for a drink later? Sorry, I have to work. Can I take a rain check? 45. To teach somebody a lesson. This means that somebody is punished for something they have done, so they will not do it again. Her parents didn't give her pocket money for a month to teach her a lesson. With this expression, it's not necessarily people who do the punishing. It might be an event. I left my windows open and the rain soaked my carpet. That taught me a lesson. 46. Through thick and thin. Through thick and thin means in all situations, even the difficult ones. Good friends support us through thick and thin. 47. Under the table. Under the table means secretly and illegally. Normally it's for financial payments. He gets paid under the table so he doesn't have to pay tax. Now we have under the weather. Under the weather means slightly sick or unwell. Frank went bar hopping last night and today he's feeling a bit under the weather. Number 49. Up in the air. Up in the air means uncertain or not yet decided on. We use it for plans and decisions. For example, George is considering going back to university, but his plans are still up in the air. And yes, guys, we have reached number 50. This one is, your guess is as good as mine. Your guess is as good as mine basically just means, I don't know. It means that you don't know more than the person you are talking to. So if George says to me, why is Frank trying to climb into the neighbor's window? I could say, your guess is as good as mine. That's it, guys. Don't forget that if you want to properly remember something, repetition is very important, and so is actively using the language. I'll see you.